You got terminated from your job, sadly, and you are on H1B. What are your rights? What do you do? What can you do? In how much time you have to do something? We're going to answer all those questions in this video today. But before I continue, please click subscribe below, like this video, and share it with your friends, of course, after you view it. This is Shah from the Shah Law Group. I'm the managing attorney for the group, and we handle immigration law. We have been handling immigration law for almost 19 years now, and we have been very, very successful in our cases. And today I'm going to talk about a topic which is very hot right now because a lot of people are actually going to go through this, and they have been going through this. Let's dig deep into the subject. What do you do if you get terminated? Well, if you get terminated from your job and you are on H1B, under the rule, the executive order that Obama passed before he left in March 17, 2017, you got a 60 days grace period. Okay? Before that, there was no grace period. So you get terminated unless you already file your H1B, you see yourself out of status. But that grace period that we have now gives you 60 days to find another job. What it means is like if you get a job within 60 days, you file your transfer, it's properly filed, you don't have to leave the country and come back to instate the H1B. Let me explain. You get terminated, for example, on January 1st, right? You have 60 days. Which makes it around March 2nd, midnight, something like that, if there are 28 days in February. So if you find a job and you're able to file your transfer, I repeat that, not get an approval, but just file it with the USCIS, you are safe. Because as long as it's pending, it gives you a period of authorized stay, and then under AC21 rules, you can start working on the same day you file the paperwork. Now, the issues that we see mostly are you cannot wait the last 60 days to find the job, because even if you, by the time you do the interview, number one, you will have to do the interview, and that takes time. Number two, you need to do the LCA. Even they accept you for the interview, they want to file your H1B transfer, the LCA, the labor condition application. That LCA itself takes around 10 days, I should say, out of which 7 days to get approved, 5 business days technically. Let's put 10 days by the time you prepare the paperwork and everything. So in order for you to make things happen, the paperwork has to be started on the 50th day minimum. And by the time you do the interview, so you have to find a job on the 40th day, 40, okay? Like that, it gives time for the company to assimilate everything and to actually give you the job and prepare the paperwork through their attorneys. So that's very important. Now, what happens if you don't find a job? What can you do? Well, technically after the 60 days, you will have to leave the country, and you have to pretty much process the entire case outside the country, which is not a problem. But now with the visa stamping going on in India, where there's a huge mess to get a date, it's becoming horrible. Now let's say you pass your 60 days. Is there a possibility to revive that? Yes, there is. If there are extraordinary circumstances, you can apply for what we call the non-prompton, which is the NPT, known like that. Basically, you are saying you want to stand on your own, revive that status and get it done. But just to let you know, it doesn't get approved all the time. It is possible, we have done it, but it has to have extraordinary circumstances. So now, if you file the H1B, you are within the 60 days. When you will get an approval, you'll get what we call a 797A. The 797A will have a 994 attached to it, which is your status, and you're all safe. Now, if you file the H1B after you pass the 60 days, 2 things happen. Number one, you start accruing unlawful presence. That means you're illegal as from the last date. And second, if you get it approved, it will be a 797B, which means there will be no I-94 attached to it. That means you ultimately will have to go outside, get a stamping and come back. Now stamping, if you're from India, is a headache, like I said, and usually you cannot go to a third party country because it's taking longer. Unless you are, for example, a peer of Canada or a citizen of Canada, that will go faster. So this is pretty much how it boils down a little bit for H1B right now, and it's been like that for years now. And if you need more information or you want a personal consultation, feel free to reach out 510-742-5887. Just to let you know, a little footnote here, make sure you don't listen to many of those videos. I was browsing a little bit for updates on YouTube, and I saw a lot of non-lawyers giving advice. I'm going to make another video on that next, but please don't listen to them and mess up your life. Wish you all the best. If you need help, feel free to reach out, and don't forget, subscribe to our channel below. Thank you.